I showed you how to twist up this little bit by hand, right? And that's okay if you're making a pair, but this repetitious motion is really no good on you if you're going to make 10 pair or even 5 pair. It's a lot of work on your wrists. So, or if you're going to show, you want to make like 20 pair. I prepare them in this way with the drill ahead of time. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do this. I've cut, let's go ahead and we'll just do, so we're going to make 2 pair here. So I've got 4 wires that are 20 gauge round, soft copper wires. Just kind of straighten them with my fingers. They're all cut to 12 inches long. Okay, they don't have to be super exact because we have a little bit of extra at the end. I'm going to find the approximate middle here. And I'm going to get my plier out. And I'm just going to bend this whole stack in half and pin them up, right? Just like that. I'm kind of lazy and I take the measures all at the same time. Here's a pair of earrings. I've got 2 of them. Try to go close. Let me get my ruler and I'll let you catch up to this because I have my cry cut board, but I realize now it's not in our camera. So here's my ruler. I've got my wires bent in half and I'm working with a pair. I'm going to stick the ends right here on a half a mark, right? Between the 2 and the 3. I'm going to get my wonderful retractable Sharpie. Thank you, Anne, every time I use it. And I'm going to mark a ½ inch here. Actually, you know what? Let's give us a little more. Mark 3/4. I want to make it a little easier for you guys. So just mark all straight across your wires at 3/4. So from the top here, it's 3/4 inch. Then we're going to come down here and you'll mark them at 1 inch from this mark. So you can shift and get 1 inch marked here. And then you can mark at another inch at the final inch. I'm just shifting so that you can see my ruler. I'm using my 1 inch as my 0. So I'm going to come over here and just mark another inch. Okay. So I have about, what is that? Maybe 4 inches left, and that's plenty. So my 2 wires bent in half, I've marked 3/4 inch for the drill chuck. I've measured the center of my 2 inches here. So when I twist them up, it's going to come to about 1 1/4 inch. Okay. So once you get your wires all marked up, and I would do this with several of them. Let me see if I can get my drill out so where you can see it. Okay. This is Casey, my drill. I'm going to take my wire and I'm just going to get a little bit of a squeeze. Don't ruin the end, but just get it, a little bit closer. And put your wires together like this. Get a hefty plier because we're going to hold this end with it and it's going to be a little hard on your plier. So you'll open up the chuck of your drill and swallow the wire until, up to the mark. And close the bit tight. This is my 2 inch mark right here. I'm going to take my plier deep into it and I'm going to put a real crush on it. Not a crush enough to break my wire, but you got to hold them. When this spins, it's going to want to take the loose one from the top. You'll see here in a second. And real nice and slow, tap, tap on the drill. Notice which direction. So see, to the lefty it's going. So I'm also holding, pressure this way with my, I'm holding them apart. It's not a death grip. It's just a controlled situation. And I'm making note of the shape of my coil. So right about there is where I want to stop. Gonna release the chuck, and I'm gonna take my little bit out. So now if I measure my coil, it's 1 1/4 inch. Okay, and that's good. I'm going to try to make the other one 1 1/4 inch also. And that's from, actually, it's probably more like, yeah, it's 1 1/4, isn't it? Wait, wait, wait. My eyes are dyslexic. It's 1 3/4. Here's 1 inch, 1/2, 3/4. And that's what I said. I was wondering why I was short. I'm not short. My eyes are, so if you're new to me, this is just teacher brain. Okay, so I'll set up the other one. Just going to pinch this together. Let me turn this off now. Okay, hold on. Give me 10 seconds here. Stop. Okay. So I'm pinching my end together here. I'm going to go back into the drill, into the center of the drill, up to my first mark and close the chuck. This time, if you want them to be, spun in mirror direction, there's a little trigger on most drills. You flick it and your drill will spin in the opposite direction. And this is how you'll mirror. You'll, get one coil one way and the other coil the other way. So then I'll just grip it right here real tight at the end of my mark. And I'll just trigger my drill until I get a coil that is similar in size to my first coil, literally in tension size. And that looks about right. So I'm going to release it. And these two should be fairly even, and they are. And you can see that the coils are spun in opposite direction. They're fairly even. So that's a lot easier on your hands if you're making several of these earrings, right?